Hi, good morning everyone. Uh, this is Avnish. So today we are going to have a demo about what Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations is. So generally we call Finance and Operations as FNO also, right? So first let me tell about a few things about myself. So this is Avnish, and I have been working in this field of Dynamics X for the last 17-18 years. I have worked on different versions of Dynamics and also worked for different kind of domains. So, so many clients I have worked for that belong to different industries and domains. And uh, excuse me. And so today I'll be presenting a demo class to you people regarding the Dynamics 365, and we will understand what exactly an ERP is and how we can write X plus plus codes or how we can use the ERP and how what are modules, what are different aspects of the ERP, why to use ERP when there are different solutions available, and why we are going for ERP. So these questions we will see in the I mean in the demo, right? So and in between we will have some question and answer sessions also. If you have any doubts or queries, you can raise your queries, and I'll be happy to answer your queries. Okay. So let me share my screen. A moment, please. Okay. You people can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So first we will talk about what exactly Microsoft ERP, that is Dynamics 365 for Finance and Operations, is. It will be an introductory session to ERP. What is an ERP? ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. Enterprise Resource Planning means planning or maintaining all the resources that an enterprise has. Right? An enterprise can have so many resources, right? So many resources. It's not only human resource. There are other resources also, right? So everything that comes under the scope of an enterprise can be handled in or managed in or can be planned in an ERP system, right? So our Dynamics 365 is also an ERP. Its prior earlier version was uh, called Dynamics AX. Now, and those were you can say Windows based applications where you need to have install the client and you need to access through the client only. So client application you need to install on your laptop or the desktop or on your machine, and then only you can access the Dynamics AX application, right? But here this is totally cloud based. So doesn't matter where you are, you just open your browser, whether it is a tab, mobile or laptop, desktop, anything. Okay, you can access your the application from your mobile itself, from your laptop, anywhere. You don't need to install even a single thing to access this. The only need is just a browser. Excuse me. So only the browser. Through the browser, you can access your application. So we will talk about an introduction about what an ERP is and why to use Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. Or in simple terms, we can say FNO. FNO means Finance and Operations. See, Dynamics is a vast thing. It has got so many things like Great Plain, Navision, 365, Business Central, Finance and Operations. So we will talk specifically about finance and operations. Okay. Now let's talk about the agenda. What we are going to discuss: introduction to ERP. What is Dynamics 365 for finance and operations? Development environment. We will see the development environment, how it looks like, how it is different from its ancestors, right? Tools for the development. What is the tool for development? Concept of extensions. What are extensions? Okay, so these terms we will discuss today, and you will get to know. Don't get panic. Like if you hear a new term like extensions. What is extensions? Don't need to worry about. Okay, I'll explain what are extensions, why to use extensions. Correct. And what are the benefit of extensions over the previous development structure. Right. So what is ERP? ERP is a process of managing all resources, business function applications, and their use in the entire enterprise in a coordinated manner. It is a set of integrated business applications or modules which carry out common business functions such as general ledger, sales, forecasting, etc. Support business through optimizing, maintaining, and tracking business function, HR, financial, manufacturing, etc. involved in business process. What is an ERP? As I said, a process of managing all the resources. All the resources means business functions, applications, human resources, machines, finance, everything, and use them in a coordinated manner. All these things, coordinated manner means there is a coordination between all these things, all these resources, all are integrated together, right? No one is in isolation. Everything is integrated. So that can be managed whether it is finance, business, function applications, other applications, human resources, machineries, cost, everything can be managed through one single application, that is ERP. So you don't need to buy different solutions to manage each of the things. Salary, I mean, for production, you are going to buy a different application. For salary processing or finance, you need a different application. No, everything will be there only, so that it will make your life or make the business run much easier. Okay, everything will be available at one place only. It is a set of integrated business applications or modules. What are modules? Modules means sales, purchase, production, manufacturing, HR, right? These all are modules, or these all things are necessary to run a business, right? In an enterprise level. I'm not talking about local shopkeepers or the stores, because they have a different architecture. They manage everything, sales, purchase, Human resources, every or laborers or their workers, they maintain themselves only. They don't use any solution. But when it comes to an enterprise like a big organization, then one person cannot control the whole thing, right? He needs some solution, backend staff, so many things, right? To manage all the things. Alone, he cannot do anything, right? Because when the person has, say, for example, any retail chain, they have got so many this thing uh, uh, stores. How a single person can manage all those stores? They cannot, right? So they need support staff for transportation, for warehousing, for logistics, right? For sales, for and some person would be sitting on POS, will be taking the generate billing and invoice, right? So for every step, they need some resource, and those resources will be integrated together. All the systems will be integrated together, even sales data and purchase data, right? Everything will be in the same system, only in the same database itself. So no need to run from here and there to collect the data or for a reporting purpose, right? Okay, support business through optimizing, maintaining and tracking business functions, HR, financial, manufacturing, etc. Already said all the things business can be optimized, right? Because we have the functionalities, right? HR, financial, manufacturing involved in business process. Everything is there, which is necessary to run a business. So things are integrated and placed at and available at the same place in one solution only, in one application only. What makes ERP different? Integrated modules, purchasing module, sales module, financial module, HR module, production module, sales and marketing module, supply chain module, accounts module, general ledger module. So many modules are there. All these modules are integrated. When I say about integration, integrated means, see, whatever action or job is performed in an enterprise, it has a cost involved, right? When you move inventory from one place to another place, there is a cost involved. When you pay salaries to your employees, there is a cost involved. The person who processes the salary, there is a cost involved because he himself will get the salary, right? So there is a cost involved. When you do some manufacturing activities, there is a cost involved. When you manufacture something, machineries, you use machineries, right? Inside behind the machineries, there is a cost, right? Running cost is also there, right? Like when you are using a cutter blade. Suppose you are using a machine that is using a saw or blade, right? So after some time, the blade will not that useful. You have to replace the blade, right? Its sharpness will be lost. Now you have to replace the blade. Again, cost is involved, right? HR, they are controlling the human resources or managing the human resources. Behind HR also is cost involved, right? So for everything there is a cost, right? So in Dynamics AX, in Dynamics 365 FNO, everything, every single piece of action resource is linked with cost, and that is integrated with general ledger, right? Even if you provide lunch or transport service to your employees, there is cost involved. Everything, for every action, there is a cost. You are hiring staff, cost is there, right? You are purchasing computers for billing purpose, there is a cost involved. Even uh, uh, Indirect costs are also there, right? Like you see only the only the monitors, right? When you go to a store, but still that has to be maintained, right? By some people, by some experts. That is AMC, annual maintenance or something, right? So maintenance also there is a cost. Everything has got a cost, right? So these are integrated with the finance. Okay, common definitions. Common definitions means everything, as I told you, like they will be connected with each other, right? Common database, everything, all the means for whether you do sales or purchase or finance or anything, any of the business activity, the data will be stored in the same database. That is a common database, right? So you for collecting data, suppose today if you want to see purchasing data, you can see the purchase data straight away from your system itself. You don't need to go or ask to, the purchase department to provide the data. You can, the data can be available at your desktop only, just on a some mouse clicks. Tomorrow, if you want to see the sales data, you don't need to approach the salesperson or sales department. Just open the your console, open the application. You can do some mouse clicks, or and your the data will be available. Or you can ask your developer or programmer to develop a report for as per your need. Sometimes MIS report, sometimes sales report, anything, right? It could be anything. So you can get the data at one place and just on simple mouse clicks. Update one module, automatically update others. Focuses on organization value chains rather than individual functions. Means whatever action will you perform, it will be for organization as a whole, right? Means if I am doing some purchase, obviously some ledger account will get hit, that will be affected. Okay, update one module, automatically update others. If I do sales, right, the ledger account will be hit. If I purchase, if I move something, one of the ledger accounts will hit, right? So it will automatically get updated. From sales point of view, you are doing just sales processing just sales order, creating invoices, right? Generating invoices. But behind the scenes, for finance department, they are not interested in individual invoices, right? What they will look for, the ledger account. So the salesperson might not be knowing what is happening in the background. For him, it is only the sales is being done. But behind the scenes, ledger account gets hit, right? That is for the accounts or finance department to make their planning. If they do, you have to do some prediction, future predictions, like how much sales will be done, or they want to see the trend, then they won't go each invoice by invoice. What they'll do, they'll see, check the entire sales that is there in their ledger account. Modularization. Most of the systems allow automating for some of the functions, but not for all. Common modules such as finance, accounting are nearly adopted by nearly all users. Some others, such as human resources management, are not, right? As an example, a service company may not need manufacturing module. The greater the number of modules, the greater integration benefits, but also there is a greater cost, risk, and changes are involved. Here, most of the systems allow automating for some of the functions, but not for all, right? You can, whatever job you are doing manually, it can be automated, right? Now, you can create batch jobs or something like that, or just on a mouse click. If you are doing creating a sales order, and if you are want to invoice it, you don't need to create invoice data. Just click on a button, develop a functionality, click on a button, invoice will be done, right? This is automation. Common modules like finance, accounting, and all HR, HRM, CRM, and what do you call it? Some other modules like production, manufacturing, everything. These are almost every organization need these things like accounting and finance, right? Something there are something not every organization will need human resource or production module, right? Because if they are service industry, they won't why they will take manufacturing license for the manufacturing module, right? So everything is modularized, means all the actions, all the tasks related to a HR department will be available in one module, that is HR. Okay, all the screens, all the reports, all the activities, all the tasks, all the batches, these are organized in a module. Because if I'm giving some access to HR, why I'll give the access to uh, the module of sales or purchase to the HR? Why? No need, right? Because they are not interested or it is not their cup of tea. What they will do with sales, right? So they need to have access to specific or HR related activities only. So that's why common tasks or tasks belonging to a particular activity or a process are grouped together in modules. So just the licensing module also, see here it is saying, right, third point, as an example, a service company may not need manufacturing module. If I don't need manufacturing, why I'll pay for manufacturing? I don't need to pay for manufacturing, right? I'll pay for HR only, right? Or sales purchase only. If I do any sales purchase only, I'm doing trading. I'm not manufacturing anything. Then why I will take the manufacturing module and why I'll pay for that? So the architecture is like pay as you go. Just pay for the modules that you want to use, right? And start using. Microsoft will give those access to those modules only. Right. Tomorrow, if you start manufacturing as well, just renew your license, pay for the manufacturing module as well, and you can start working on that. Okay. Also, as the modules are everywhere, in the all the data is in a common place, in a common database. So there is all are integrated actually, tightly coupled with each other. Right? Please mute yourselves. Okay, so modules are tightly coupled, correct? So no need of run here and there for collecting data from different departments. All the data belonging to every department will be stored in the same database. So there is not you don't need to invest on integrating the for integration, right? Integration means collecting data from various places and generate one report, right? Whatever you want, it is in your system only. Just get the report developed or a screen developed and you can see the data, right? So less cost is involved. Cost wise, it is decreased, right? Because everything is available at one place only. If there is if the systems are scattered, like sales department is using a different software, purchase is using a different application, uh, uh, manufacturing is doing a different using different application, HR using different applications, then if you want collective data, then what you will do? Or management asks for some MIS report, what you will do? You'll go to each and every department and ask the department to provide the data in a common format, right? That is a very typical task. Maybe something that you want is not available in their system, then what you will do, right? Because sales department will have screens or data as per their need only, right? They don't bother about purchase department. Why they will bother? Because they are not meant to, or they are not supposed to provide any data to, or they don't have to do anything with the purchase department or the HR department. Then they will have their own format, right? Now the purchase department wants something specific, to sales department, they won't be able to provide in such a format. Because why? Because those information are not there, they don't capture those kind of information. Then what you will do? There will a big problem. And even if you ask for integration, like whenever they key in some information in sales department, and you are created a common database, right? Now every department is using a different application. Whenever they perform any activity, the data will be integrated in your application. Again, there is a cost and risk involved. Why? Because there could be data loss, because there is no such integrated solution. Everything is coming from different places. Data loss would be there, and maybe the data is not as per the required format. And again, maintenance also will be a big problem, and you have to invest on maintenance, so lot of money on investment, right? So that's why it is modularized, and everything is available in one place only. As you can see, finance is the core. Sales and marketing, manufacturing, inventory management, HR and payroll, purchase, supply chain management, manufacturing, everything is integrated with finance. Why? Because everything behind every process, every department, every action, there is a cost involved, right? So these are integrated with finance, every module. So the very first screen, while configuring Dynamics AX, the very first screen that you configure is the chart of accounts, or you will, in other words, you have to start from finance module or general module only. First of all, you have to configure your finance or general ledger module. Then only you can start working on other modules. Then, I mean, second stage will be to configure rest of the modules. So a pictorial representation. This is the ERP. See, purchasing, MRP, human resources, service, inventory, production. These all are modules, right? Inventory is a module, service module, human resources module, MRP is a module, purchasing is a module, CRM, sales, financials, production. Everything is a module, and that all those together create or make ERP. So these are parts of ERP. Without these things, these modules, you cannot imagine ERP. Why we need ERP? So let's see. Island of computing functional based systems. Each department has their own IT systems, legacy systems, sharing data between systems, data duplicacy, data inconsistency. Applications don't talk to each other. Integrated issues, integration issues, isolation decision leading to overall inefficiency, increased expense, costlier maintenance. Now we'll see one by one. As I said, payroll department is using their own system, sales their own system, purchase their own system, right? Nothing is integrated. These are called legacy applications, right? So nothing is integrated. When you ask sales department, okay, and sales, what sales generally, if you are in a sales department, what kind of a screen you are want, or what kind of data you will capture? Only those data you will capture that are related to run the sales part, correct? Why you will bother about purchase part, purchase department? Because your application should fulfill the requirement of your department only, correct? Similarly, purchase department will have their own solution. They will design as per their requirement, the reports, the database, the tables, the fields, everything. The information they will capture will be for use for their department, specific to their department only. Payroll, they don't have to do anything with the sales and purchase or manufacturing. right? They have to do, they have to basically they look for the this thing, the what do you call it, the attendance and time and attendance only. Yeah, based upon that they process the salaries of the employees. So why they will capture, or they need sales data or purchase data, right? So they will have their own system, correct? Now, from management point of view, they need data from all the departments, right? They want to see how much sales was done during this year, how much we have done the purchases during this year, how much I have paid for salaries this year, okay? How much was manufacturing done, or how much production was done during this year, so that they will calculate or do some predictions for next year, right? Then departments, individual departments don't have to do anything with other departments, but from management point of view, they need data from all the departments, right? Because they are running the business, they are the owners, they have to know, otherwise how they will predict the or do their calculation for next year. If sales is going down or sales is going up, how they will see the trend, unless they don't have sales data for the last few years? How much manufacturing was done, how they will know, unless they have the manufacturing data for the last few years, right? So what they'll do, they will assign some person to collect data from different departments, right? He or she will collect the data from different departments. Now when it comes to integration or prepare, because management is not interested in each and every invoice, each and every purchase order, right? He will see the management will see the cumulative or or pictorial representation, right, of the data, like in graphs or something, right? So what they will do, they'll ask the person to prepare such kind of graph. Now the person is collecting data from different departments. What will happen? He will get data in different formats, right? Now he has to sit and compile the data, and if something is missing or that is required by management, then again he will approach that department and ask for this data. And suppose that department don't have that data, that is because they don't need that information, they don't capture, then what will happen? It will be blank, right? So they won't be able to do the proper prediction because they don't get proper information, right? So sharing data between systems is, in this case, the departments need to share the data when asked for. But again there is a challenge. If data is coming from different systems, then there might be chances of data duplicacy, data inconsistency. If data is lost or something gets changed in between the transition or while doing the transfer, then again there is a problem, right? Applications don't talk to each other because all the applications are isolated, scattered, nothing is connected. So there might be integration issues. Sometimes the port is blocked, sometimes due to network issues you are not able to push data, okay? And so these kind of issues will always be there in scattered systems, right? Isolated decision leading to overall inefficiency. If you don't have proper data, then how you cannot make efficient decisions, okay? Increased expense, all these activities, because for simple thing, for creating a simple record, you have to invest lot of time, lot of resources, because you need to capture data from different departments, compile it, proper it in a convert in it in a report format or graph format, If data is not proper or inappropriate or it is incomplete, again you need to ask the department to provide such kind of data. Then you need so and so data. Then if the department is not able to even, they might not be capturing those information because they are not related to sales, right? So what they'll do, they'll again go to their books, look into their books and other documents, refer to the other documents, and then provide those information. Again, it could, the chances are it could be incomplete, not proper. So what will happen in this case? Lot of time will be invested for the thing that could have been done in a day, or in that could have been available on a mouse click. It will take more than a month time, or more than that also, because they'll go into debate like, hey, I am asking for this data, why you are not giving this data, why don't you capture this information? Then they'll have scuffle, they will have arguments, right? Time will be lost. Time loss means loss of business. So maintenance also will be costlier, and expense will be increased, right? So what will happen if you have a integrated system, that is an ERP? You can have access to real time data. Whatever you want to see, it will be on a mouse click only, and that also will be real time. If you want to see, if it is 10 a.m. and if you want to see till today 10 a.m. how much sales was done, just click on the form, on the report, data will be available. But if systems are not integrated, then you will ask for every department to send, right? That data will not be real time, because by the time he is preparing the data, he sends it to you. Okay, in that time so many sales have been done, so that will not be real time data. So this is the benefit of ERP. What is D365 Finance and Operations? It is an enterprise resource planning system that enables medium to large business to automate and manage their global operations. It provides real-time visibility that I told you, explained just in the previous slide. Real-time visibility to support decision making, forecast future outcomes, and foster organizational growth. It will help the organization to grow, because everything is available at your fingertips, only at the click of your mouse, and that also real time data will be there, right? So it will help you to grow your business. Adaptable business management solution has multi-language, multi-country, multi-currency capabilities, support cross-company integration, support for business process across the whole organization. Access anywhere. Access anywhere, I already told you. You can access anywhere through your browser. Don't need to carry your laptop or so. If you forget your laptop at your home, go to any place. Suppose you are at your friend's place, just take his laptop and you can access the application from there only through browser. So it is not your machine dependent, right? Like you can access from your machine only, because it's not a desktop application, correct? Multi-language, multi-country, multi-currency. What does this mean? It has the capability to uh, provide, or gives you the gives you the flexibility to implement in any of the countries. Or multi-currency means, or multi-language means, what does this mean? Multi-country means every country has got their own rules and regulations on or and compliances, right? Business compliances. So you have to follow those things. Like in India, there is GST. In other countries, there is not, GST is not there. They are using a different tax structure, right? So does it mean like it will work in India only, not in other countries, or it will work in other countries and not in India only? Because if they provide specific solution like for GST only, then it won't work for other countries. It will be meaningless for them. Why they will go for this thing? Okay, because they are using a different tax structure. Then why they will need this solution, right? Because this solution will not fulfill their requirements. Correct. So it provides country specific features. If you want to use GST, just configure GST. If you want to use VAT, just configure VAT related things and your job will be done. Multi-currency and multi-language. Multi-currency means suppose you are in US, they are doing business in USD, right? You are in India, you'll do business in INR. You are in UAE, do business in dirhams. In India also you are making up sales to suppose some to European countries. You have the process, you have the flexibility to make the transactions in or take payments or pay to your vendors in different currencies by using the exchange rate. So these and multi-language means labels. Multi-language is when your form appears. If you are belong to France, there is a French language. They use French language. Right? They are not aware of English or Hindi or Indian language, right? So what they will do in that case? If the user don't know English, then how he will when he uses the screen, and how he will get to know like which field belongs to which, I mean, which information. Because for, see, suppose we are writing name, there is a field called name. They don't know what is name. In Chinese they don't understand English, right? They have their own literature, own alphabet. So they want the label or the name field to be written in their own language, so that they will get to know like, oh, this is information is for name. Here I need to key in the name, right? So these kind of things, this is called multi-language. You can see the information in your language. Almost every language of the world, it is there. Modules, already said, procurement and sourcing, that is purchase, sales and marketing, production, product information management, service management, human resources management, blah blah blah. These all are the modules, right? Implementation details. Type of implementation, there are two types of implementations: cloud based implementation based on Microsoft Azure, and on premise also. If you don't want to go for cloud, you can install on your on premise as well. On premise means it will be at your servers, will be at your own location. Cloud based means servers will be there in Microsoft Azure. You have just to pay the rent, and you don't need to pay on infrastructure. The infrastructure and everything will be provided by Microsoft. You just have to become a tenant of Microsoft, pay the license fees, pay the rent, and you are on good to go. Managed through Microsoft LCS, Lifecycle Services. Lifecycle Services is a place where you can manage all your applications, production, development, UAT, every environment. You can do the deployment as well. Deployment means code that you develop in during the development phase, how it will be moved to production. These things it will be done through LCS only. Nothing is manual now. Everything is done through LCS. You don't, and that is very easier. Microsoft has very simplified it to a larger extent. Just upload your package on the LCS, that is the lifecycle services, and just on a few clicks specify which package you want to deploy, and your package will be deployed. After 2 or 3, it takes some time. That depend on the number of or the volume of customization. If it is smaller, it will be done within half an hour or 1 hour. Okay. Can be purchased through MS partners only, no direct sales through MS. You cannot purchase Dynamics 365 from Microsoft directly. You need to approach some of your partner in your local area, in your local region. Through them only you can because partner will be implementing, not Microsoft. Okay, so whoever is the partner, there could be so many partners in your region. You need to approach one of your partners or get quotation from different partners, and you find the quotation suitable for you. Services, if you are satisfied with the quotation and services they will provide, just approach them and they will start implementing at your enterprise or in your organization. Okay, application extent stack. Three things are there basically: application suite, application foundation, application platform. Platform is the core or the kernel level, you can say. Application foundation. Foundation means to run, start your ERP, you need to have, first off, you need to configure the organization model, that is the company concept, number sequences, global address book, source document. There are things that we will cover in detail when we start the training. So this will be explained in training during training in more details. Application suite, like supply chain management, financials. There are something, some modules that they are providing. Generally, they are modules, right? So these also will be available under application suite. Suite. Yeah. So let's move to the question and answer sessions. So if you have any queries, please let me know, and I'll happy to answer those. And then we will move forward with the rest of the slides. Please.
Uh, Avnish, if okay, looks like you have more slides. I want to be check with you that what is the syllabus basically you are covering in the training. So maybe I can wait. Like it looks like I can see more slides here. I'm not sure like you are covering that one or not right now.
Okay, so what you are looking for basically?
Like what is the syllabus like in the Dynamics 365 training? So
Mhm.
what are all the topics you are going to cover? So that's what I was looking.
Okay. So can you please tell me what background you are from, like from technical side or functional side?
I used to be a technical, but last 10 years I'm not doing any technical things. But this time
Hmm.
I would like to be moving into this. Ex-
So this course is right for you. This is okay, because this is for, see, I am just giving an introductory session about ERP and other aspects of ERP, right? Or and specifically talking about Dynamics 365 finance and operations. Okay. Now in the next few slides, I'll cover some development related things on also, like architecture and how the development environment looks like. Okay, and this course will be for giving you a know-how about the development, how development is being done, how you can create write classes, forms, and tables, and how you will deploy this to the production or UAT environment. And what is the difference between, see, because I won't cover each and everything related to development here, because development is an ocean, right? So those will be covered in the sessions during the training. Okay. In demo, I'll give a brief about only what development is, how to do development, where we are doing the development, which tool is being used for development. So I
Hello.
think I have answered your query, right?
Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
Avnish, how we can decide which course is suitable, technical or functional? As I am fresher,
Mm-hmm.
I'm new to
Fresher,
this Microsoft Dynamics. So
you
how
are
we
new,
can
you are
decide?
new. Okay, okay. This is you are new to Dynamics 365, but you are aware
Right,
of the
right.
programming languages?
No, 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 no.
No. Okay. So May I know your background?
I am working as a system administrator,
In which technology?
a Cisco technology.
Okay. So for this course, uh, the thing is when I provide the training, okay, you need to
Okay,
explore something about the object oriented programming. That is not a
okay,
tough thing, right?
okay,
You can go to the net and search for what is OOPS, object oriented programming system, and get
okay,
an idea about that. But in the sessions, I'll also cover programming, how programming is being done in Dynamics 365, so that you will have a better idea about that. So no
okay,
need to
okay,
bother worry at all.
okay, okay, okay. That's good. That's good. But is it easy for me to understand the programming things or what? Or
See how I can tell this,
no,
because it's
because
up to
because
you
I
how,
am I
yeah.
am I am not a programming guy, na. I don't have any
Uh,
programming background. That's why I'm asking.
See, I'll give you an overview of this thing, of the programming, how it is being done, what is the architecture, what is the language being used, how to write programs. And see, the thing is, like when you start working on Dynamics AX or Dynamics 365, you will see like if you while writing something, if you get stuck, you can refer to Dynamics AX only. I mean 365 only. You will get so many examples in the system itself.
Okay,
Just refer to that code and any of the code. Open any of the classes. If you're stuck somewhere, open any of the classes, see how it is written, and you can take reference from there. But see,
okay,
initially it will be a bit difficult, but when you do proper practice, see, I'll request all of you whenever you join the course during the training session, I can give you the information, right? But after that, you have to do practice. And I'll tell you, because you don't have access to VMs, I'll tell you how to get free VM from Microsoft for training purpose, where you can do your own research and development, your R&D. You can write your own codes. You can see how it is done, and it will provide you the full environment. You don't need to configure even a single thing. Everything will be there. Just log into it and start practicing.
okay, okay,
So they provide lab sessions, access to lab sessions. That will be 2 hours duration. And if you have VM, I mean your own laptop, that the basic need is 16 GB RAM should be there. If you want to install in your machine, in your laptop, local setup, if you want, then you have to download. I'll show you from where to download. Okay, and then download that virtual machine. I'll tell you how to configure on your machine, but the requirement is Windows Enterprise or Professional Edition should be there. Okay, and 16 GB of RAM and around 150 GB hard disk space is required.
okay, okay. Sounds
This
good.
yeah, Vinish, this OOPS concept is enough for this course.
Yes, that is enough. Because see, every language basically, almost every language is based on OOPS only, right? So if
Okay, I
OOPS is,
think
if you are familiar, then there won't be any difficulty for you to understand. They can do it easily. If you don't know OOPS, then just go through the internet, search for some OOPS concepts. It is very much easy. It is not that tough. Initially, I told you maybe some you will find some difficulties. You can ask me during the sessions also. Okay, and you can start working on this.
this code
And
like
I'm telling you
Java,
from my
C.
sorry.
I think coding this this code is like the Java or C++. is the different?
Java, C++, both. No, 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 not different because both are using in both of the things we use oops only, right? So oops
Yeah.
concept across the languages are same.
Mm-hmm.
Just there is a change in keywords or syntaxes, or not even syntax, just keywords are there. So that differ from language to language. Otherwise, everything is same.
Okay, one more thing. But
Yeah.
Dynamic 365 technical and functional is there, but what the different that one I don't know that.
See, technical means you will be writing codes, managing the infrastructure, not infrastructure, managing the system, like through system administration, like which person you want to give access to which module. Because if a person belongs to sales, why you will provide access to purchase department, right? Also, every person has got their own role, right? There will be some clerks, there would be some managers. Clerks would be having limited access to, even in the same department, they will have some limited access, right? So access control you will be configuring what access to give to which person based upon their role, because obviously a salesperson can see data of his or her own sales only, right? But his manager, he will have access to the data of all the salespersons, right? So they have more rights than the individuals. So these kind of activities you will know how to control or provide access to which person, how to write code, how to do deployment, how to move code from development environment to UAT to live.
So functional test technical is
And
the different.
functional is, yes, functional means what generally functional do is they have their own domain language. Like a person who has studied accounts, he is more comfortable in doing the account side activities, right? He will have access to screens only. He won't go into the coding, whatever code has been written. Okay, he is there to run the operation. You are there to support the technicals, generally provide support to the operations team. A person who has done MBA in finance, right? He's not aware of the coding, right? Because he has the knowledge of, or some CA is there. He is an expert of the taxation and other things, right? So he will define the guidelines, the rules, or run the system, or define rules for accounting. I am a technical person. I have limited knowledge of accountancy, but I don't have the core idea of accountancy, right? If a person comes from manufacturing background, he don't have knowledge about this thing, uh, accounts or sales, right? He'll have the process knowledge of his own work only, the production module, right? Now, as a technical, you are not module dependent or process dependent. Okay, you have to develop. You just have to find out which table or which form the user is. I mean, user will or the functional will show you. The functionals generally run the process. They are involved in running the operations. They will come to you like they want some development thing to be done, or some enhancement to be done in the system, or they want some new report, some new customization, some new processes to be developed. They'll just show you on a screen like, hey, I want this functionality to be developed and I want to access this functionality from this form. Now it's your task to find out which form is it technically, which table will be affected, where to write code, what code to write, and you have to do the testing and provide it to the functional. Okay, so as a technical, you don't need to have domain knowledge of the business, because you will be providing support to each and every module, every department. So you will be providing the solutions to organization as a whole, not to a specific area.
Okay. But one more question, Avinash. But we can
Yeah,
use,
please.
I think, Dynamic 365 and Sharp also same or any different this
C sharp.
Sharp,
C
Sharp code,
sharp, right?
SAP.
Yes.
SAP, SAP. Okay. No, SAP is a different, that is also an ERP, but that is a different ERP. So we will not be talking about SAP in this course. We will learn about Dynamics 365 only,
Okay.
because both belong to different vendors, right?
I think working is same, right? Some similarities.
See, both are ERPs. So the concept of ERP, core ERP will be same at every place in any of the ERPs.
Okay.
But since I have seen, as per my experience, Dynamics is growing very rapidly, very fastly. Okay. So many clients are adapting to this because this is, I mean, its cost is very less as compared to SAP, and
Mhm.
few resources are available in this field. Very few resources. Okay, there are limited resources. The community is very small, so the scope is very vast. There is a lot of demand for Dynamics 365 developers and functional people in the market. You can just go, don't go on my word. You do research on your on the net and see how much demand is there. And as
Okay.
compared to other resources like people belonging to C Sharp or Java, the pay is also higher than this the rest of the technologies. In Dynamics, whatever you get, I mean, that will be much more than whatever you get in other technologies. So there is a big demand for Dynamics people.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, hi Avnish.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, actually, I'm working as a .NET web application developer, full stack web
Mm-hmm.
application developer. But now I want to
Yeah.
switch to Dynamics AX. Is it good decision
Correct.
for me?
Yes, of course. Because
Okay,
you will
because then,
see there are two benefits. As I told you, there is a big demand of Dynamics AX resources. Also, other thing is you will get exposure of ERP.
okay, yes, yes, yes. So
Okay.
it will be difficult to grasp the Dynamics AX concept, or it will be easier.
Sorry.
It will be difficult to grasp the Dynamics AX concept that in which language we have to
Not
do
at all,
coding.
not at all difficult, not at all difficult because you are having coding background, so it will be
Yes,
very easier because as I told you, everything is oops, right?
yes,
Like ERP concept, core ERP never changes. In any of the ERPs, the core ERP system process will be the same. Same is with object oriented language. If you go for any object oriented language, the concept will be the same. Principle will be same. You need to create classes, you need to create methods, protected, private, public, whatever you want. It is there
yes.
in every. It is there in .NET as well, right?
Yes, yes. In C sharp is the
Uh,
same. There is a
C sharp.
classes
Yes,
method.
everywhere these things will be same. Just what will be the difference is in some you will get some standard classes, right? Actually, ERP is a system that is most of the functionalities are already there, developed there, provided by Microsoft. So you don't need to write the application from scratch. That is the
Okay.
main concept of ERP. Now, what happens? You just client will ask for customizations only over the top of the core functionality. If they want something extra or some deviation in their own or process, then they will uh, ask you for customization. So you need to identify the tables, okay, forms, objects, and do your customization. Sometimes there is a new customization also, new tables, or they want a new process altogether.
Actually, I heard that debugging process is difficult. Is it correct?
No, not at all. Who said you?
Someone,
It's
some
not
my colleagues.
difficult. Debugging
Okay.
is same. It is in Visual Studio only.
Okay.
Why debugging will be difficult? Not at all. Trust my
It is
words.
same as we
This
do
is
in
not at
C
all
sharp.
difficult. Come again?
Yeah. Is it same process of debugging as we do in C sharp?
Yes, yes. Whatever key you press, F9, F10, F11, F5, everything is
Yes.
there. The same thing is
Oh,
there. Yes.
yes. Okay. Thank you, Anish.
Even in previous its ancestors like Dynamics AX, that was a Windows-based application. There also the same keys were there for debugging.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Thanks.
Nothing is different. Nothing is different. Everything is same. Okay, so shall we proceed further with the rest of the slides? Okay. Now let's move to the next slide. This is the development environment. See, development is being done in Visual Studio. Earlier it was Morphex in previous versions, in its ancestors version. Now it is Visual Studio only. If you want to run, as I told you just now, it is F5, right? To run the program in the debug mode, right? What happens? There is a model file store, that is a file system. Business binaries, files are converted into binaries. When you build the application, see, in Visual Studio you will store, you will open model files. There is a model store from the files from the model store, right? That will be in the form of XML file. Now when you are done with your job, with your development, you will have to run build your application. When you build it, it converts into binaries. Then you create AX packages. AX packages for what? To deploy on the cloud. Means you are moving your, how you do. Generally, you write code, you compile your codes, then binaries are generated, right? Now those binaries are being uh, you will transfer those binaries only to the UAT or production environment, right? So here it is done through cloud. What you will do, you will create your binaries into a package, create a package for your binaries, deploy it to the cloud, and from there cloud to the uh, uh, production, first UAT. Once it is UAT passed, then you deploy it to the production environment, right? And these are the services are hosted on IIS because we are accessing in what do you call it, uh, uh, browser, right? So for browser we need IIS. So development environment is Visual Studio. If are if you are comfortable or have been using Visual Studio, fine. If you are not, if you have not used Visual Studio, no need to worry at all. Okay, just join the session, and these things will be covered in those sessions only, and will be quite comfortable in using Visual Studio. There is no such difficulty. Model. Model group of elements such as metadata and source files. As I already told you, the source file that you create or modify in Visual Studio, those are called source files, right? So these are the source files in Dynamics 365 FNO are XML. Whatever object you create or modify, an Excel file, XML file, those changes are stored in the form of XML file. If you create a new table, a new XML file will be generated. If you modify, make any changes in an existing file, it will be done in the existing table or form or something. Those changes will be reflected in the XML file only, right? Because every object is stored in an XML file. Typically constitute a distributable software solution and include customization. It is a design time concept, for example, a warehouse management model or a project accounting model. Model always belong to a package, right? So it is a design time concept. Like when you create a package, when you create, start doing the development, model concept I'll explain in the training sessions in details, but here I'll give you just an overview. Like you have to create a model. Model means you have to create a storage, you can say. Okay, you give a name. So whatever object, all the objects that you modify or objects that you new create, those will be part of that model only, right? So in that model, you will create a model first, add your object in that model only. So all the objects will belong to your model only. Tomorrow, if you want to develop something new for some other client, then you will create a new model for that client also and do all the changes related to that client in that model only. So client wise model will be there generally, and each client will have their own model. It is in your development environment, so that it will be easier for you to identify what changes you have done for which client. Correct, because client wise or requirement wise objects will be there in your model store in a particular model. Model always belong to a package. When you create a package, deployable package for deployment on UAT or development live or test environment, you need to create a package. What that package will contain? That will contain models that you have created. Suppose you have two models. Both those two models contain different set of customizations. Now, model A you have developed for client A, model B developed for client B. When you are doing the changes for model A for client A, why you will deploy the changes, give the changes to model B as well for client A to client A, right? Because client A don't need development done for other clients, right? So you will, while creating package, you will select creating package for client A. You will select model A only. Okay. Creating deployable package for client B. Select or create package for client model B only. Because why? If you select both of the models to all of the clients, then what will happen? Whatever you have developed for client B will also be available to client A, which is a loss of revenue to you, right? Because you have provided those functionalities free of cost to the other client. So you have, while creating packages, you have to be very particular about models. Select only those models that are meant for that particular client. Don't include other models also in your deployable package. Otherwise, those features also will be available to the client, which is a loss for your organization. Package. Already told you, deployment and compilation unit of one or more details. more models. Models I just explained. Those models are converted. I mean, when you deploy, want to deploy, make a deployment, you create a package with the and select the models, right? So models constitute a package. Includes model metadata, binaries, and other associated resources. Like suppose you are using some DLL, those who are familiar with programming, they might be knowing DLLs, right? Aware of DLLs. So if you are using some third-party DLLs or something, then you add those resources to your application, your model, and when you create metadata, those binaries DLL will also move to the deployment, will be a part of package now. You are using any third party application, that will also be included while when you create a deployable package. Package into a deployable package which is used for deployment on runtime environments. Runtime environments means UAT or live. So to move your deployment to a live environment or UAT or test environment, it is done through the packages only. First of all, you will deploy in the test environment. If it is test passed, then you can proceed further to deploy that package in UAT. If it is UAT passed, user test acceptance test is passed, then you will move it to production environment. Okay, the same package, and that will be done through LCS, Lifecycle Services. Application Explorer. What Application Explorer contains? This is the tables, views, queries, data entities, maps, classes, forms, menu items, reports, everything, security. Everything is grouped together in a particular node. When you create table, all the tables available in your application will be available under tables node. All the views will be available under views node. If you create a new view, it will be visible under views node. Queries under the queries node, right? Maps, classes, whatever classes are there, forms are there, everything will be there in your forms node, in your class node. Or if it is report, it will be in reports node. So these are basically grouping of the same kind of elements. See, this is the AOT, that is application object tree. These all whatever I talked just now in this slide, these are basically stored in application, or these are part of application object tree. These constitute application object tree. Application object tree means this is the developers area, developers playground. Okay, if you create some data type or data model, means tables tables or views or so, these will be there in the under tables node, right, in the data model. In the user interface, all the user interface related things, whether it is forms, menu items, menus, these will be visible under user interface. So basically these are grouping of elements or objects. Okay, so if you have to search for a table, and if I don't provide any group, then you have to search across all the nodes, right? So that's why it has provided grouping. Dynamics has provided grouping, like you'll go to a specific area only to search for your object. Here is the file. You can create the your solution and projects. This is the property window, Solution Explorer, Team Explorer for Visual Studio. That is for DevOps, Azure DevOps, right? For version controlling. From this is the debug menu, right? And you can perform debugging related actions from this debug menu. This is extensions. Extensions means this will provide you functionalities specific to Dynamics 365 finance and O development. Okay, all the actions related to Dynamics 365 will be available here under the extensions method. If you want to create a module, new module, or if you want to create a deployable package, if you want to add reference to any other module, whatever you want to do, that can be done through anything related to Dynamics 365 FNO will be done through extensions menu only. There are so many options available under extensions, inside extensions. So these will be explained in the in more details during the sessions. Okay, and also it has got two types of views: the classic view and model view. Application object tree, like, right? Classic view is like will be in this form, like data types, data models, code that I just showed you here. This is the classic view. Application view, sorry, model view. Model view means, as I already told you, there are so many models. So if you see the second screen, these are models only: application common, application foundation. So these are models. Every model will have classical view inside it. So why model view is there? Model view will show like all the objects. It will contain all the objects belonging to that particular model only. It won't contain objects developed in other models. So whatever object, whichever object you create in a particular model, you can see that model, that object inside that particular model only. Suppose you have created a table in model A, and you have another module, model B. Now, when you search for model table 1, it will be available in model A only. And how you will get the name of the model? There, like which object, this object belong to which model? So, in the application object tree, model name will also be written in the right side of the object, like table 1, then under square brackets, it will tell you which model it belongs to. Form 1, under square brackets, model name. Report 1, underscore 1, under square brackets, the model name will be there. So by having a glance only, you can easily identify which object or this object belong to which model. Integrated development environment. This is the IDE. This is what is in the design mode. Like I'm opening the Ledger Journal Checkpost class. It has got all these methods. If you want to see the code, what is written in the code, what is the code in each of the methods, just double click on the method name or right click, edit or view code. Right click and view code. It will show like open this code window, similar kind of window, right? Where you can see the code. What is the code behind each of the written in each of the methods, right? Architecture. As I told you, everything now it is controlled by Azure Active Directory. So you have to take I mean create your users. Every user should belong to Azure, or move your users to Azure Active Directory. Create users in Azure Active Directory. Only those users will have access to your application. See, Azure Active Directory, and then it will be Dynamics 365 for finance and operations, right? So users which are present in, see now what is the case, what how it works, right? When it comes to Windows application, your company has got some domain, right? So only those domain users will have access to your organization resources, right? So here it is, as it is cloud based, so all the users will need to be created in Microsoft Azure Active Directory, and only those users will be have access to the Dynamics 365 finance and operations. You can provide rights, roles to them, like which part of application or what the resources the user can access. So that will be access control. It's or which of the users will be having access to this. If you see your organization has 1,000 users, not all the 1,000 users will be using 365, right? Microsoft Dynamics, they don't have access to this thing. So only specific or particular users, whichever users you will give rights. Only those users will be able to log into Dynamics 365, and they will work according to the roles or responsibilities you have provided. Correct. So only there will be access will be controlled to the security architecture, like which screens he can access. Right. Now, as I told you, through the LCS, you can do the deployment from here, right? And VSTS, this is for Azure DevOps. DevOps means version controlling, you can say. Version controlling means code. Suppose you have written some code today, you have to check in yourself in VSTS, right? Or in DevOps. Now, tomorrow, if I want to make changes, I can check out your code, then make any changes. And the version control benefit is like if you want to see, suppose I have made changes today, right? I deployed the changes and some big issue occurs, right? Fixing one issue resulted into generation of other issue. Then how I'll see like what was the what is the what I have changed, right? So when you create your class, your code will be saved in a different version with a different version. When I make changes in the class, my code will be saved with a different version. So now I can compare like what code was written in the previous version. So there is a compare tool where you can compare like before my changes what was the actual change or on which code I have made the changes, what is the difference between these two codes. So you can compare. Okay, this is the user interface. This half, right half, it is showing the UI. This is the Dynamics 365 UI. This is Dynamics AX 2012 UI. So this was console based or desktop based desktop application. This is Windows application. So the look is different, right? Or you can see here. This was being displayed in a different manner, and now this is accessed through browser. So all these modules are grouped together, or they have look and feel have changed, but the things remain, concept remains same. So this is the new user interface that you will be using in Dynamics 365 application. This is its ancestral version. How it looked like, how it looks like now. Okay. So thank you everyone for having patience and listening and attending this session. Now I am done with my part. Okay, so let's move to the question answer sessions again, and please raise your questions, and then we can wind up the session.
Hi Avnish, this is
I
Himanshu.
hope you people have liked my session.
Yes, Avnish,
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, please tell me.
it was very knowledgeable. Avnish, I have only one concern. I don't know whether it is related to you or not. Actually, I am
Yeah, please.
working in from work from office, so I need to
Hmm.
travel in the morning. So, what would be the batch timing? Is it in the evening or morning? What would be the scenario?
What time? What is your office timings?
My office timings are 8 to 7, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Basically, I am including my traveling time also in this.
Hmm. Because even I am working from office only. So,
Okay.
uh,
So,
so
what is
basically the see, frankly speaking, uh, we all are professionals, right?
yes, sir.
And we all respect should have respect of each and every person's commitments towards organization, towards private life, right?
Yeah,
Personal life. So we
yeah,
have to manage our time because I have to take the session. I have to manage my time, right?
yeah.
So I would request each and every one of you, please have some. bandwidth for this session. Okay, take some time, try to manage your time. Basically, this batch will be from morning 7 to 8 a.m. and there is one more batch in the evening, right? That is in the from 9:30 to 10:30. So which batch you are
Okay.
comfortable with, you can join those that batch.
So you only will take both batches or
Yes,
some other
yes,
okay, okay.
I'll be
Great.
there.
Great. Okay, great, Avnish.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Welcome.
What about
Um,
the duration, Avnish?
Basically, it will be around close to 40 hours session, 35 to 40 hours session.
Mm-hmm.
One or 1.5 hour session will be there. The it will be 1 hour only, plus minus of 10 minutes.
Okay.
Avnish, one more thing. This is related to D365 F&O only, or we will cover
Yes.
Power Apps and Azure
No, no,
part
no.
also.
Only
What?
FNO only. FNO only.
Okay, okay.
Because Power App is a different application, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
Okay.
then,
And
if you want to learn,
and
that will have a different course.
okay, okay. And
Yeah.
Avnish, how will we access to the uh, virtual machines that LCS
Hmm.
so that we can
Yeah.
practice
This is the
in
main
the
question, right? Because in demo,
yeah.
I'll show you on this thing, but how you will practice, right? For
Okay,
that, I'll tell you the way how to access free virtual machine. You don't
okay.
need to have pay even a single penny for that.
Uh-huh.
There are
But
two
Avnish,
options.
I think it will work for 2 hours only. This kind of
It will
scenario
work for
they
two
have.
hours only. There is another solution. There is another
Okay.
way to access on your see because if you access for 2 hours, that will be on cloud only, right? The next time after 2 hours, it will be lost. The session will be logged out, right? So you
Yes.
have to log in again, and a new
Yes.
session will be created, right?
Yes.
So in this case, if you want your local installation on your local machine only, in that case, I'll tell you like as I already mentioned. I don't know whether you were there or not at that time.
Yeah, yeah, I was there.
You are,
16 GB
uh,
RAM is required.
yes, 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 yes. So this configuration you should have in your laptop or on your desktop machine, whatever machine you are using. So that I'll tell you how and where to download the virtual machine, how to configure Dynamics AX on your local machine, local system. So in
Okay.
that case, 2 hours dependency will not be there because see, that is a lab session only, right?
Yeah.
The free version, that is a lab session. So
Let's see.
and in practical life also, when you go to some lab, it has they give you limited time frame only, right? Even in school days or college times, lab sessions are limited,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So that's why they have given 2 hours.
Mm.
So after every 2 hours, you need to start a new session and run that application, right? Do practice over there. But if you have local installation, then that will be better. Whenever you want, you can start working on that, and your previously saved job will or work will not be lost.
Yes.
But yes, that needs a good configuration of machine. Otherwise, if you don't have 16 GB RAM, I don't know. I have never tried on machine less than 16 GB RAM. But even if it could run, then your system will be much slower.
Yes.
So that's why at least 16 GB RAM is required.
Okay.
Any
Okay.
particular core i3 or i5, Avnish?
That is not a requirement I3 or I4 because see, that will increase the this thing, right? Your Speed only, correct. So there is no
Yeah.
such, constraint of i3 or i4. If you have the latest technology or latest upgraded RAM or a processor, that is fine. If you have lower version also, you can install on that.
And you will
See,
take the class
memory, it's,
Saturdays.
yeah. Sorry, yeah, please tell me.
Yeah. You will take to Saturday, Sunday also classes continues.
See, if it's up to you guys, if you are comfortable or taking attending class in Saturday, Sunday, I can take classes in Saturday on Saturday, Sunday. If you are not comfortable, the course will be then it will be during the uh, weekdays only. So it's up to you. You people have to decide. If you are okay with that, I don't have any issues with the classes in weekend class.
Okay.
Hello, sir. I am Prashant.
Yeah, please tell me, Prashant.
Yeah, I have done MBA. I
Right.
have 15 years of experience in another domain. That is, I am working
That's
for
great.
I'm working with SMP Global in Hyderabad.
Hmm. Hmm. Don't
So I
need
want to
to
share.
share your personal information where you are
Yeah, yeah.
working or so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm completely new to this course.
Okay. No issues.
I
Please tell
have,
me.
yeah, I have 15
Mm.
years of experience. And so can I get the job in this domain?
Which domain you have knowledge of? Which domain you are working?
Uh, and that is data processing only, financial data processing only. Like, this is
Okay.
completely new domain for me.
Hmm. See, if you want to move to the development side, then this course is for you. And see, trust me, it will be an added advantage for you because you have the knowledge of the domain as well. As I already told in my said in my session, like there are some people that have the domain knowledge, right? Like if you belong to some production from production house, you know better how production is being done, production cycle, manufacturing cycle, right? Production process. So these process you will map in the this thing, right? In the application. So you will be defining processes, you will be using those processes, correct? From functional side.
Okay.
But if you come into this thing, like if you have exposure to coding also, then that will be an added advantage. Like for your thing, okay, for your whatever you need, you can develop yourself as well, right?
Okay. I don't have coding knowledge also. I'm not from technical background.
Mm-hmm.
I did
So
an MBA and I have 15 years of experience. Can I get the job in this new domain?
see, there is no such guarantee because that totally depends on how you present yourself and how what is there in the mind of or how the interviewer is judging you, right? It's between you
Okay,
and
okay,
him only, right?
okay,
But the thing is, there is a big demand of Dynamics 365 technical or functional people because resources are very limited. Very few resources are limited. Even for people I have worked on worked in the last 18 years, they know me by name and I know them by their names, right? And wherever they go, right? In any organizations, whenever you give interview, you will find some of your colleagues is already there with whom you have already worked, ex-colleagues.
so can you please suggest me which course is suitable to me?
Which course means this course? See, if you
Yeah,
want to learn
technical
learn
or functional
technical
or
things,
I mean technical or functional. I mean,
so if you are comfortable with learning technical things, then you can go for this course.
okay.
But for that, you have to devote some extra time to learn object-oriented programming. If you have
Okay.
the concept of this thing, OOPS, OOPS, that is object-oriented programming, if you know the concept, then it will be easier for you to grasp the things and to map the things to Dynamics 365. Because
Okay.
basic programming you should learn.
Okay.
However, I'll tell you about how to write courses, classes and tables and uh, do customizations. But if you learn, you have to devote some extra time from your side to learn some basic concepts. Then it will be easier for you to grasp the things. You will easily catch up the things.
Okay.
So that will be more helpful.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Last question, Avinash. If we
Yeah,
will
please.
get the job any opportunity, can you support
Hmm. What kind of support you need? Please tell me.
working after any? If I get the job, so we are in you
Hmm.
for that one. Hmm.
Right, right.
So can you support? We have any doubt on the we are working on that. So
That is fine. See, even if you ask something, okay,
mhm.
that will be even it will be helpful for me to enhance my knowledge, right? Maybe if you ask something, I will have some learning because something if you ask and I don't have worked on that, I'll explore and yet you know, okay, and will explain you what will happen. It will add something to my knowledge, right? I'll be getting something. So support is not an issue, okay, and knowledge comes when you share knowledge, right?
Okay,
And also there are so many blogs or resources available in on internet as well, that you can easily go through those resources and you find your readily available solutions are there. If you are looking
hmm,
for a specific requirement, you will find that requirement is already there, like how to achieve this requirement, and the code is readily available.
okay,
And of course I'll provide or give support only when I will be in the position like in the sense I have time. Maybe I'm if you require something urgently and I'm busy, then I won't be able to attend your call, right? So that
yes, sir.
depends. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
And during this course, I'll tell you the most commonly asked questions in the interviews, and I'll share my practical experience as well. Like if I found some challenges during the development in a particular area, right, in my during my career, then how I found the solution or what did I do to make that run, so that you will have a idea of practical experience as well. What could be the challenges, how to get solutions for those challenges, how I got the solution. So these things will also be discussed. Yes, so anyone else? Any questions, please?
Avnish, can you please share the contents of the course?
Contents of the course, I think you might have been shared, right? By the Visualpath.
I haven't received.
Okay, you can talk to them. Okay, talk to the coordinator. He or she will provide you the contents, course contents.
Okay, okay, okay. Thanks. Oh, and one more doubt I
That is not a
having.
big deal. Yeah, please,
Okay.
please.
What is the techno-functional consultant?
See,
Is it different?
no, not at all. See, functional, you already know. They have
Yeah,
the domain knowledge of a particular area, right?
right,
Finance or say finance, sales, purchase, procurement and sourcing, supply chains, etc. Blah blah blah, right?
right.
Technicals are in the development side. They do the development activities for
Okay.
functionals, right? Functionals give the
Mm-hmm.
requirement, technicals do the changes as per the requirement given by the functional.
Right.
Techno-functional, there is no such term called techno-functional, but the thing is, concept is like you have the domain knowledge as also, and in addition to that, you know programming, so you can do programming yourselves. So if you are a domain you have a domain knowledge and knowledge of programming as well, by learning this course you will have an overview of this programming language, right? So it will
Okay.
add an extra thing to your CV or to your knowledge, right? So
Okay.
if you want to enhance your process, make any changes in the process, or you want some enhancement, something like that, some changes, what you will do, you can do the changes yourselves because you know the process, right? So it will be
Mm-hmm.
easier for you to develop yourself.
Okay. Okay. Good. Thanks.
So both of the things you can do yourselves, so it will be a
Okay, that will.
big advantage.
Oh, okay. That will increase our salary as well, right?
Of course, of course,
Mm-hmm.
because you will
Okay.
be having knowledge of two different things.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.